2 The Redline Productions proudly presents today's 2 The Redline review was made possible in part by
Hey YouTube! Well, today let's take a look at this 2011 Toyota Avalon. Now, this generation Avalon has actually been out since 2005. 2011 was the first year that they actually updated it. A new front end, new headlights, new taillights is pretty much what they've done. The Avalon is one of Toyota's oldest models in their lineup. They actually just redesigned the car for 2013, but 2011 is when they actually updated it enough to actually warrant like a substantial refresh over the old model, because the old one, like if you look at this in a 10, it dates back to 05, so it's a pretty old car. The car kind of just reminds you of a Japanese Buick, what GM used to build back in the day. It drives like a Buick. It's a very squishy, comfortable, quiet luxury sedan that definitely appeals to the older generation. It's very rare that you'll find somebody in their Generation Y group that want this car, but it's a very comfortable, great road trip car. This particular one, the Avalon, is available in base and limited. This one is a base, just because it does have leather, but it doesn't have a sunroof, and it doesn't have the smart key access system, so I want to say this is a base. In terms of the styling, it's very Japanese Buick. It doesn't really raise any kind of goosebumps or hairs on your arms telling you, oh yeah, let's go have fun in this car, but that's not its mission. This car's mission is to be a comfortable, quiet highway cruiser that actually surprisingly gets good gas mileage. It's a very nice driving car. It's very big, though. It's very boat-like. I wouldn't want to drive this car in the city. Anyways, coming to the interior, this one's a black on black, a very popular combination. Very comfortable, cushy leather seats. I mean, the interior could probably pass for a Lexus. It's much better than the Camry in terms of quality. And of course, because it's black on black, it's really hot in here. But you can see there's the key, no push button start. So this is definitely not a limited. Fairly nice looking gauges. I actually like the way they look. They're very clean, easy to read, which is important for the type of buyer that buys this car. And a very smooth 3.5 liter V6 when it starts up. Windows are all 4 automatic up and down as expected. The rest of the interior as it goes. They've updated the center stack a little bit. Gauges were updated. The steering wheel is the same though. It's a very dated steering wheel and it's not very fat. I mean, it doesn't inspire anything kind of confidence. But in terms of the dashboard, this is soft touch right here. This is soft touch right here as well. The fit and finish is okay. This seems a little bit plasticky and loose, but I mean, it fits nice, but just when you touch it, it kind of just feels a little bit disappointing. But everything else is soft touch. The door panels are all soft touch. You got this fake wood grain, the old Toyota style chrome door handles, soft touch padded right here where your elbow goes. The steering wheel tilts and telescopes, but manually. This one doesn't have heated seats. No heated seats, cup holders there, a little storage here with your power port in there. Center console here has your auxiliary and USB. It's new for 2011. I imagine the older generation will actually use it. The glove box is damped and it's actually lined with a nice felt material, so it's very nice. This particular one only has 12,691 miles, so it's a very clean, almost new. It still smells new in here. The seats, though, are very comfortable. I love the seats in this car. Very comfortable seats. Automatic headlights. This one does not have the HIDs. You can get that on the higher trim limited models. The back seat in this car is huge, and the materials do carry over from the front. Still automatic back windows as well. You do have vents back here, and you can see very generous legroom back here. Very nice for families, and a nice center armrest right here with a pass-through and cup holders and whatnot. But this car is just very practical. I mean, you can easily fit 4 adults in this car, no problem. The trunk for this vehicle is also a pretty good size. The opening is fairly large just because it doesn't have the struts. It's got the hinges, but Toyota's actually made a little compartment there so it doesn't crush your cargo. Cargo net, your covers, and you do have a spare tire underneath here as well. And it's most likely it's a temporary. Actually, it's a full-size spare. You do have a full-size spare tire in this vehicle, so that's kind of unexpected. And here is Toyota's familiar and tried and true 3.5 liter V6. The engine designation is the 2GR-FE. Makes 268 horsepower and 248 pound-feet of torque. The old Avalon had a 5-speed auto. This one has a 6-speed automatic. And you can hear it's very quiet. Even when you're revving the car, it doesn't make much noise. And that's exactly what the buyers in this class want. They don't want to hear the engine noise with any kind of exhaust noise, but it's very smooth. It's a very potent vehicle, and it moves the car out pretty well for considering how heavy it is. But alright, for those of you who are wondering, let's see how this big old Japanese Buick drives, shall we? Like I said, very comfortable seats. The seats in this car, I would be happy to sit on them in my living room while I'm watching TV. The steering wheel is very numb, but that's expected. This car's always had numb steering. I mean, it's funny, when Toyota introduced this 05 Avalon, they actually introduced the touring model, which was kind of their sporty Avalon, which was kind of an oxymoron because the Avalon is not sporty. It's not designed to be sporty. When Toyota produces a sporty vehicle, like their SE Camrys, they put the body kit on, and it's kind of, the ride tends to be a little too stiff, and a lot of Toyota buyers, they're not looking for that. It's rare that you find a Toyota buyer that's looking for that sport version, because if they want a sport version of a car, they won't buy a Toyota, they'll buy something else. But you can feel those 268 horses really move this car, although the Camrys with this engine is definitely faster. You can feel the extra weight this car kind of carries with it. And you do actually have a little bit of torque steer at 3/4 throttle. You do have to hold the wheel. I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if the old people that buy this car, floor it and then go, "Oh my goodness, why is the wheel tugging at me?" The brakes are very mushy, so but I think that's what the target audience really wants, is mushy brakes. Or, I mean, they're solid. It's just they're kind of mushy. But this car is a really big vehicle, so that's probably why they're like that. But like I said, the car drives very nice. It's very smooth, and it really just gets the job done. And most of the times people that drive this car, they're not going to be driving it with a heavy foot like I'm showing you guys here, but if you're just driving it normally, the engine's very quiet, the transmission shifts smoothly, the ride is just pillowy. Like, you don't feel any road imperfection, and it's just freaking quiet in here. Like, road trips, this car would definitely be a great choice for a long trip. But when you do need to get going, the car will downshift, but it does want to stay in 6th gear. It's almost like the car's transmission is filled with mayonnaise or something, because it doesn't really want to downshift, but that's for the fuel economy. This car's rated at 20 city, 29 highway, so that's exactly why it doesn't want to downshift for you. But the V6 has plenty of torque and good high RPM horsepower. It's just amazing to me how quiet it is, even at full throttle. But anyways, guys, the full-size market is definitely dwindling. There's not as many people in the market for this kind of a vehicle. It's kind of dying. People are switching to smaller cars, but if you're going to check out a full-size sedan, the Avalon is definitely worth a look. I mean, in terms of competitors, there's the Taurus, which is a little bit more sporty or a little bit more modern. There's the Hyundai Azera, which was just redesigned, but there's the Impala that was just redesigned. My gosh. But anyways, guys, thanks for checking this video out. If you're in the market for a full-size sedan, one of the few, take a look at this car. It's definitely worth a look, especially in the used car market. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day.
Yeah, here's some legal stuff for you. The views and opinions expressed in the following video may not necessarily reflect those of the title-holding automotive dealer or the entity they represent. All videos are filmed with permission by a professional driver on a set course with the collaboration and assistance of local law enforcement authorities. Do not attempt. Logos and brandings of vehicle manufacturers, dealerships, and online social media sites are the sole property of their respective representation, used with permission. The Redline logo, soundtrack, and web resources, as well as all other associated media, are copyrighted intellectual property of The Redline LLC. All rights reserved.